And I just can't wait to be king. Let's talk about that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all three of us have been to the Hollywood Bowl. And I'll tell you right now, if our asses was there that night, I would have lost my shit and showed my whole natural ass and been like, the fuck?
She was awful.
She was awful.
I didn't understand. She wasn't part of the group or the what is it? The stage people. She wasn't part of it. She had a totally different outfit on, like something that she wore from home, people were saying. So I don't understand what the point was. It was Kanye.
That was Kanye and Kim. I'm not even going to throw that all on Kanye. I'm going to say that's all Kanye and Kim, that they were like, well, she's not going to wear that Simba outfit that all the kids wear in The Lion King. Because all you got to do is Google that shit. And she's out there looking like
part of the production.
She's out there looking like Tweety Bird with her hoodie and her little moccasins on her feet. And I'm like, wait, the fuck? What are you wearing? That was her parents. That's Nepo babies at its finest, and I don't like it. No, she should have never been in that show at the Hollywood Bowl. At the 30th anniversary of The Lion King, she should have never been there. Nope. Sorry. Not sorry.
I'm going to have to
didn't like
agree. I don't like talking about little kids, but I don't understand what the point was. Rap on your daddy's album.
That was Blue. That was
who?
Whose child was that? Whose child was that? Kardashian and Kanye?
Kim Kardashian and Kanye West.
For some reason, I had it in my head that it was Blue Ivy.
Oh,
really?
Bro. No. Blue Ivy is Beyonce and Jay-Z's child.
I know, but I'm saying I could see because of the Beyonce thing. That's what I had in my head, that it was because Beyonce was in Lion King and all that stuff. So I thought they put their daughter in it. There is no reason at all for Kim Kardashian and for their child to be in that production. Now it's even more egregious to me because I thought at least it was like there was Blue Ivy and it was like, oh, she's a singer. She comes when she's a performer. She did perform at the Beyonce's thing. Maybe it just wasn't, she was nervous or, okay. Now that that's ridiculous. That's egregious.
But
that's egregious.
Let me say this. The film adaptation, the 30th anniversary of the film adaptation of The Lion King, it's Beyonce. I saw the trailer. All you got to do is go online and look it up. It's Beyonce plays Nala. Yeah, she's the voice of Nala, and Blue Ivy.
I went to the premiere. Remember?
Simba.
Yeah, I went to the premiere. Remember?
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, I don't remember, but okay. But Beyonce and Blue Ivy are in the film adaptation of the 30th anniversary. So I'm looking at it like, okay, here we are. It's the Joneses versus the Joneses, where now Kim Kardashian and Kanye West is like, oh, so Beyonce already voiced Nala in the last film version of The Lion King, and now this new version is going to be both Beyonce and Blue Ivy. And now we got to get our kid in this some way, somehow. And it's the Hollywood Bowl. It's the Hollywood Bowl. And we're going to have her ass come out the stage and sing that shit. I didn't like it. I thought it was raggedy, and I thought that. And I'm sorry, I know she's 10 or 11, but I'm like, nah,
I hope that child learned some humility. I can say that much.
that part.
I hope her parents were like, okay, we're gonna let you try it, and you're gonna fail epically, and now you know better either to train or let someone else do it or this, that, and the other. But that's not what's gonna happen. She's gonna get him. That's not what's gonna happen because the Kardashians and I mean, obviously, Kanye's talented in what he does, but
Yeah.
Kardashian has no talent at all. And they're delusional thinking that just because you're famous, just because you're famous, you have talent.
But money talks, and these Kardashians are sitting on all this money and all this fame and whatever. So now they're like, okay, we're just gonna bypass all these other auditions for these kids, and we're gonna put my kid in, and it's not a good look because that shit was horrible. If listen, if I was at the Hollywood Bowl, if I would have paid for my ticket to go to the Hollywood Bowl, or if the three of us went to the Hollywood Bowl for that, Jennifer Hudson, all these other A-listers coming out and singing, and then she pops up, what's his name? Weaver. What's his name?
Jason Weaver. Jason Weaver. I did lottery ticket with him. He's a nice guy, by the way. He's a nice guy.
And I listen, I'm all for that. But
did the
Jason
voice
Weaver
of
came
Simba
out. He's the
in the
original
original.
voice of Simba.
Mm-hmm.
And he's making a whole lot of money on that shit. So he ain't got nothing to lose. So he came out to friggin' introduce her. But I'm like, bro, I have to say, it's safe to assume that Jason Weaver is in the back. He introduced her. She came out and showed her ass. And Jason Weaver was in the back like, oh, Lord. I don't know. What the fuck was that? Disrespecting me.
It was bad. I mean, it wasn't a good production.
It wasn't bad. It was terrible.
It was awful.
It wasn't a good move.
It was
and
awful.
Everybody that paid for their money for their tickets at the Hollywood Bowl to sit there and.
But that was one part of the show. I don't know how, like I said, she wasn't in the whole production. She just did that one song. So I don't know what the reason was behind doing just that one skit or song or whatever, but she wasn't in the whole production. So that was the only part she was in. So if you paid your money to go to the Hollywood Bowl, you more than likely got your money's worth. Minus her. Minus her.
But, yeah, you're right on that one. I'll give you that, but I'd still be pissed because that's all I'd be talking about.
It was bad,
and that's all.
There's no reason. There's no reason for her to be in that, taking away the opportunities for some young kid like a Jason Weaver or some kids. You saw the auditions. There were auditions, 3 or 4 auditions that I saw of these kids that were singing really well, and that's who you lose to. Before you used to lose out to talent. Now that's where you're losing out to money.
But that's why I'm saying I think that she wasn't part of the production. Her outfit didn't even match anybody's. So I don't think she took away from another child for the overall night. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
there were auditions for it.
She did.
Yeah, there was auditions for it. Yeah, they showed the auditions for it.
She took away
for the Hollywood Bowl that night.
She took away from some other kids' night that has been practicing and rehearsing and doing the most auditioning for that 20 seconds or 30 seconds.
That's what I'm saying. She wasn't part of the production. I do not think that she took away from another kid.
Of course she did.
Think so.
No, I think she did. I think she took away from them other kids, and it sets a bad precedent for me. If I'm a mother, and
it sets a bad precedent for everybody. If that's the case,
I get that, but at the end of the day, I'm like, I mean, draw the fucking line. At the end of the day, I'm tired of these fucking nepo babies and these people that have money that they could just throw money at the producers or the directors or whoever or whatever and say, fuck these kids that have been working their asses off to get this role, and now you're just gonna put my kid in there. Nah, I would
Yeah,
have been.
my daughter auditioned for Simba, Lion King, but they gave it to a nepo baby. Yeah, other kids auditioned for it.
Yep, I'd be pissed if that was me. If I was a parent, I would be pissed, and I would not like that.
I'm gonna have to. I'll look it up too. I have to see that because I just can't believe that
And
they
I
would do
don't
something
care.
that
And
egregious.
listen to me. I wouldn't even care if
I just looked it up.
I wouldn't even care if Northwest was talented and was doing
I'm
the
not
most.
a Trump supporter. I look up my own stuff. Chris is like, what? Go ahead. I'm like, I always look up my own stuff.
Like, everybody keeps comparing Blue Ivy to Northwest. At the end of the day, Blue Ivy is her mother's child, and that was her mother's concert.
And it was her concert.
And it was her concert. So she's like, I want to have my daughter come in, and don't get it twisted. The first concert in Europe, Blue Ivy kind of fucking shit on herself, and everybody talked about her. But Blue Ivy took that and was like, okay, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna fucking blow it out. And she did. This is a whole nother different nut. This isn't the Kanye West show or the Kim Kardashian show. This is the 30th anniversary of the Lion King. Of all the kids in this country that have worked their asses off to audition and be in that part for 7 seconds or 10 seconds to sing that part, I don't like the fact that Northwest was given that role. And I've heard a lot of shit on TikTok, and not saying that TikTok is fucking true, but I've heard a lot on TikTok that, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West like dropped a lot of money to the producers, or not dropped a lot of money, but also on top of that, you reel it back. It's like the Lion King is produced by ABC and Hulu and Disney and the whole nine, and it goes back where now the Keeping Up with the Kardashian is on Hulu. So it always comes back to whatever. So I'm like, nah, I just don't like that she was allowed to sit up there. And then when and I watched it a million times, and I'm like, she didn't even look like she wanted to be there. She was like side-eyeing the friggin' real ass Broadway people, or the actors and actresses and singers and dancers. She was like side-eyeing them. And I was like, why are you there wearing that friggin' Big Bird outfit? That was a horrible ass outfit. Terrible. Disrespectful. I ain't in the business, but that shit was fucking mad rude. I'm gonna shut up now. Sorry.
So supposedly, as long as she could carry, Gabe Turner, who's a partner in Fullwell, is the creative showrunner for The Lion King. This was a shoo-in for North, and said she was told that if she could carry a note, the gig is hers. So there's no one else that also auditioned for her.
Okay.
Insider added that North's ability to make headlines for performances was a key factor behind the decision to cast her for the role. They were hoping to draw publicity for this, which they did. But North didn't have to compete against anyone else, and who had auditioned would have not gotten it anyways. This is 100% the result of the family's relationship. So,
and Tanya brought up the very good point about Hulu, because they have their special on Hulu, and Disney and Hulu all together. So it's probably going to be on their show next season.
It is.
Her getting off.
They've already said that. It's already came out. All of that drama. So now they're waiting for the new season of the Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and now that's going to be a major part of that season. People are going to continue to watch it.
That's trash. Keeping in the same vein of this conversation, who is the worst Nepo baby that has a job? I have one that I think is the worst actress out there. Dakota
Oh,
Johnson is the fucking worst actress out there. If Don Johnson and Melanie Griffin were not her parents, she would not be where she is. That is the blandest woman in Hollywood.
Well, the number one of all time is Sofia Coppola.
that part.
You know
Fantastic
what? But she
director,
walked
Let
but
away.
Sofia
She
Coppola in
walked away
Godfather
from that.
3 was.
I couldn't put it there because
No, she
even she
didn't.
was smart enough to
No, she never acted
walk
again
away. That's what I'm saying. She was smart enough and
because
left
she
it
was so
alone
hard.
and went.
She didn't have a choice but to walk away. She became a director.
But
It's not about
listen to
being
my
smart.
point.
She was so
Listen to my
horrible.
point. Listen to my point. She was so horrible. She left it alone and went into directing. Dakota is so freaking horrible, and people say it every single movie she comes, and she still keeps out there because that's the only gig she's ever going to get. That's my point.
But you can't blame Dakota Johnson for keeping on going because she keeps getting the roles.
yes,
So I'm just so the thing is,
I agree.
all I
I
said
don't
was,
blame her.
who do you think is the worst nepo baby? And I said Dakota Johnson. That's my number one. You said Sophia Coppola. Coppola. That's your number one. That's all I'm saying. I mean, she's just my number one. I think she's awful, and her
But I'm
movies are
not
awful.
disagreeing with Dakota. I'm not disagreeing with Dakota Fanning, but I think she is more serviceable than ruining an entire film franchise.
Yeah,
Godfather
First of
was a
all, Sophia
two-time.
you ain't saying
you
nothing.
blaming
You
the
listen.
failure on
Say that,
Sophia
Chris.
Coppola?
Say that.
Wait, no.
Yes,
You're
of
blaming
Godfather
the
3,
failure
of
on her?
She was
How
the
many
of
scenes did
worst.
she
Godfather
have?
3
She was the
of the
absolute
trilogy.
worst
How
in
many
Yes,
Godfather 3.
scenes
The
did she
absolute
have
she
in
played
that
the
worst.
movie?
daughter.
Right.
She
How
played the
many scenes
granddaughter. She was the
in that?
single. She was in a bunch of scenes. She played the daughter. She was
She
a
was not
supporting actress
pivotal.
in
She
that
was
whole
not
film
pivotal.
and ruined the whole.
No, the
Franchise.
writing ruined the whole thing. That movie was shit from the start.
Yeah,
She was
no,
not
but
the main reason that
the
movie was.
acting, the acting also ruined it. You had her with her non-acting ass with fucking what's his name? Garcia.
Pacino, Andy Garcia.
Andy
Yeah.
Garcia.
Andy
She was
Garcia.
like the love of Andy Garcia, and I was like, "Where is this going?" When I watched it, and I listen, I am a Godfather aficionado, and when I watched The Godfather 3, I was like, "Where is this fucking shit going? Why are we doing this?
Yeah, because
Why
the
are we
writing
doing
was
this?"
so bad.
Okay.
Because
No,
the
I,
No,
writing
it
of
I,
the
wasn't the right.
script was
I
so
agree
bad.
with you, Shahida, in that
It
the
wasn't just
writing was
her.
bad. I agree with you in that the writing was bad, but I also agree that the acting was even worse. Upon Al Pacino,
And
Andy
honestly,
Garcia, Sophia
if she
Coppola,
wanted to do another
and
movie, she could have came back and did
Diane
another
Keaton.
one because of the name.
They should have never
But
made. Listen, listen. We're talking about nepo babies, but at the end of the day, yeah, nepo babies with Sophia Coppola. Yes, I get that, but we brought up The Godfather. This was an instance of
no, I didn't bring up The Godfather. I was
just
talking
let
about
shit
Nepo
lie.
babies. You
Like
all went on a tangent about The
there's no need to
Godfather.
have a,
I didn't bring it up.
there's no need to have a version 3. Like Godfather 1, Godfather 2, classic. No need to have a Godfather 3. Stop it. But this is where
Back to
people
my
like
question now.
Francis Ford Coppola and his people are like, okay, we're gonna do a 3, and we're gonna go there, and it's like it's not necessary.
And he
It
probably
really
did it because he wanted to put his daughter in it.
exactly.
And that's the most egregious thing for me of direct nepotism ruining a franchise.
Yep.
Or tarnishing a franchise. Dakota Fanning is a regular actress, white girl, standard regular actress who's Dakota Johnson. Yeah, Dakota Johnson is a regular white girl,
Dakota Fanning,
serviceable actress. She's not good. She's not great, but there's a lot of other regular old Kristen Stewart type, regular old white girls that are just doing, basic things that are like, okay, well, why is she special? She's not special. She's not good, but anyway, so
No,
you
I
can move
agree.
on from it.
I agree.
You can move on from it.
And you know what? I don't feel bad for
What?
Sofia Coppola because at the end of the day, she had her moment where she acted in fucking The Godfather Part 3 with Andy Garcia and Al Pacino and Diane Keaton, and her daddy was directing it. But at the end of the day, Sofia Coppola ain't hurting. Because Sofia Coppola, at the end of the day, after that, when that shit went south and nobody was watching that shit, what did Sofia Coppola do? She fucking rode her daddy's coattails in the fucking vineyards of fucking wine country in California and created her own goddamn champagne and wine and the whole nine. So she good. Same with
But
all
she
these.
also got nominated for an Academy Award for her writing and directing. She's also no joke when it comes to writing and directing. Now, you got to give her props on that, even if she came off the coattails of being a horrible actress and using her daddy's fame. But the proof is in the pudding of her work as a director and as a writer is really fantastic.
Well,
To the point
correct
of
because after The Godfather 3,
This is why I
tell
don't
me
why I
tell
don't
me what it
understand
is
why you put
because
her in that
I haven't
category.
heard nothing about Sofia Coppola until she after The Godfather 3 and she went and did her little champagne and wine shit. So I didn't know that she directed and wrote shit. So please correct me. Tell me what she did because I'll go watch that shit.
Did you ever
Or
see
I'm
the
getting it right.
text it to me and let me know because I'm all about giving people their props. But at the end of the day,
No, she did. She
I'm
did.
looking up
Didn't
right
she?
now.
I didn't know that
Direct
she. I didn't know that
Marie
she.
Antoinette.
I didn't know that she wrote and directed like other stuff.
That's why
I
I
thought that
won't put her as
only.
the worst
I thought that her
She
nepotism.
won an
only
Oscar. She won an Oscar.
for what?
I will tell you in a second. Hold on one second. She won an Oscar for
I'm gonna take it.
she won she's nominated for an Emmy Award. She was hold on one second. National Board Review, Venice Film Festival won the Golden Iron, won Cannes Film Festival. Hold on, Caesar Award, Golden Academy Awards, Lost in Translation. She became the first woman to be nominated for writing, directing, and producing in the same year and won for Best Writing Original Screenplay for Lost in Translation with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson.
I did not know
So-
that she did that. And you know what? I'm gonna rewind. Let me rewind while we're recording. Rewind that shit back because I tell you what, I loved Lost in Translation. I watched that shit like 3 times with Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. I thought that was a great movie. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
was
she
stuff.
won.
I didn't
She
know
won an
that was-
Academy Award for that.
I didn't
So
know
to
that
go
was-
from
So I take it
yeah,
back. Let me give that bitch all her
So how do you
flowers.
put her in the
And-
worst? Oh, never mind. Never mind.
you said acting. You said you said nepo babies, and you brought up an actress. You said she's a horrible actress, and I took it through the most horrible
I brought up
actress.
a
The
actress,
only
not
reason why.
a
Let me finish. Let me finish now. Let me finish now. Let me finish now. Let me finish now, Shahidah, because I'll let you finish. Let me finish now. You brought up acting. I brought up, for me, the most egregious acting because of All right, we can move on.
Y'all two going at it and talking over each other. Chris, I'm gonna take the reign on this one. Shahidah, shut your mouth.
You just
Chris,
mind your
finish
business.
what you're saying.
We can. I was just trying to explain to you how you set up the protocol of what you said was the most egregious thing for
Say nothing, Shahidah.
the worst nepo baby.
Chris, keep
No,
it
you
going.
said the worst nepo baby, and you brought up. Oh, let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to something else. Move on to something else. Move on to something else. No, it's not. It's not. I've done 3 times. Just move on. Let's move on to something else. Let's move on to something else. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, what are you talking about?
It's fine.
I'm going to finish this and say, we'll move on to something else, but I'm going to finish this and say that. I take that shit back because I thought she was. I'll say this, and I will own that. I thought she was horrible in Godfather 3, but I didn't know that she did Lost in Translation. Because I tell you what,
And other
that's a movie
movies
that
too,
I will always love, and I didn't know that she
which is
wrote that and
why.
directed it. And when she was making her champagne, her little like her she had her little Sophia, like she had her little cans of champagne, 6 packs, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get that. I credit her for her wine, her champagne, not so much her acting skills. I didn't know that she did Lost in Translation, so I will give her that credit. I'll rewind that back and give her flowers in that, because that shit was fucking good. I love that shit.
No other Nepo babies?
I can't name any off the top of my head. Um, and
Well,
at
we
the
can
end
move
of the
on.
day, listen, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. At the end of the day, I'm not against nepo babies. If your kid is talented and they work hard and they do the work, and I'll give them their flowers and I'll give them their shine. But it was the Northwest thing threw me for a loop, because I was like, God damn, all these kids, this is the 30th anniversary at the Hollywood Bowl. And I'm like, that shit just disrupted my brain, because I was like, all these, I'm sure there were like a million kids that were auditioning to sing that goddamn song. Just can't wait to be king. And I'm like, and they gave it to her. I didn't like that. Now, if Northwest killed it and sang the most, wore the proper costume,
They had
and did it,
studied.
I'd have been like, okay, go ahead, Northwest. Go ahead, Northwest. Do your thing. Because at the end of the day, this is the world we live in, people. People people that have power and privilege and money, they are always going to get their kids into that spot. It is what it is. I would do it if I had kids and I had the money and the power and the privilege to do that shit. I would do the same thing that Kim Kardashian did. But I would definitely make sure that my daughter or my kid was talented enough to get up there and do that. Because I would say to her or him, you already know it's a Hollywood Bowl. Everybody's cell phones is going to be out. So you better fucking make sure you come correct. Period.
So you know
It
whose
is what it
kid
is.
would have been interesting to see? Mariah Carey's daughter. If she can sing. I don't know. I've seen her like sing with her mother, like on TikTok or something. But if Mariah Carey was going to put her daughter out there, she would have been prepared.
And I'm going to say that's a no, because I went to the Mariah Carey Christmas show at the Boston Garden in December,
Mm-hmm.
and she brought her daughter out there, albeit her
And she can't
daughter
sing?
her daughter had a little bit of range, but her daughter would have not been prepared for the Lion King. I think her
But
daughter
you
was
don't think she would have
comfortable.
made sure that
I
she
think
was prepared?
I think her daughter was comfortable and prepared to sing with her mother on her
Mm-hmm.
mother's Christmas tour. You understand? She's like a Blue Ivy. I think that Mariah Carey's daughter was prepared to sing with her mother on her Christmas tour, going around the country, like Blue Ivy was going around the country with Beyonce in her Renaissance tour. And she might have fucked up the first couple of shows, and then she felt herself, and she got within her shit. I don't think that if Mariah Carey went to the Hollywood Bowl and said, I'm doing my Christmas show on the first night, I'm going to have my daughter come out and sing one of my famous Christmas songs. Nah, I think the same shit would have happened. I think that people would have been like, really, Mariah? You got your daughter out here? Because when I went to see her at the TD Bank, the Garden, her daughter came out, and albeit she was okay, Like I looked at it as an older person. I looked at it was like, okay, that's Mariah, that's her daughter, and her daughter's coming out and singing one song, and I didn't care how good her daughter was or how bad her daughter was. All I cared about was I was like, that's nice. That's Mariah Carey, that's her child. She wants to bring her daughter out, and her daughter is brave enough to come on stage and sing to the thousands of people at the Boston Garden and sing one song. And I was like, it wasn't that great, but I was like, good for you, child. You're fucking 12 years old.
Okay. I thought she would have prepared her, but okay. All right, what's next? What are we talking about next? Speaking of Nepo babies and rich ass people doing what the hell they want to do, Donald Trump, 34 counts, guilty. Any thoughts, comments, political commentary?
Listen, the only comment I have with Donald Trump is that he's a fucking hypocrite. You know, let's just roll the tape. I mean, there's nothing to say about that. I mean, he said back in 2016, I think it would, whenever he was running against Hillary, and he's like, lock her up, and there was a potential for Hillary to go to court, whatever, and he's like, if she's found to be guilty, like a convicted felon, she shouldn't have to. She should not run for president. Like it's just a bad move or whatever he said. And now here we are in 2024, and now he is a convicted felon, and now he's flipping the script. It's this politics. Listen, I'm so over fucking politics at this point in my life because I'm like, you got these people that will say one thing yesterday and then tomorrow will say another thing and with a straight ass face. This is what I don't like, with a straight ass face.
This is my point too, because you're exactly right, and it's hypocrisy at its worst. If Trump wins, the system is working. If Trump loses, the system is broken. So no matter what, if it's not in his favor, it's always going to be a corrupt system. It's always going to be rigged or something. So he already sets you up from the very beginning that if he loses or if it's against him, that the system is corrupt. It's not he's corrupt, even though we have heard him say that the reason why he paid her that money was because he didn't want to upset his wife about that little dalliances he had. He's already said that. He's owned up to it. Now everybody wants to pretend that that never even happened. And then some guy, and they're interviewing like these little people in Minnesota, and they're saying, well, who's going to believe a hooker and a known liar talking about Michael Cohen? Trump is a fucking known liar. You believe everything that comes out of his mouth, and he'll contradict it in 2 seconds after that. I'm so
He was
tired
using
of Trump.
campaigns funds as well.
Exactly, and that's what made it the bigger case that no one, because everyone kept thinking, oh, it just has to do with a Stormy Daniels, a porn star. No, it was specifically because he was using campaign money, and that kind of got overshadowed from everything else because it was very much so more salacious to talk about that part of the thing. I'm so tired of Trump. I'm disgusted that Marion Robinson passed away at 89, Michelle Obama's mother, and we still got to look at this piece of trash. This. What is the universe doing?
Well, I'll say this about, I was shocked when I saw that yesterday. It came up on my timeline yesterday that Michelle Obama's mother died. And I was a little sad. I was very sad on that. That shook me because I'm like, watching her through these years of the Obamas in the White House, I was like, nobody heard anything about her. You understand what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I didn't know that maybe she was sick or maybe she had, whatever. I'm just thinking this woman's going to live to be like a whole ass 90, 95, or 100. So when I got that shit on my timeline that she passed away, I was very sad on that because I was like, I wasn't expecting that. If anybody to die, I wasn't expecting her to die, and I didn't know that
I
there
think there
was an
was
issue with
some
her.
rumor. Remember, there was some rumor a couple of years ago that she had passed away, and and then
I
they had to
didn't
come
hear
out the
that.
same day and say, yeah, I remember because I was still on TikTok then, not TikTok, Twitter. It was around that time, so it was before COVID. There was like this rumor that she had passed away, and then they had came on and said, that wasn't true or whatever. So I wonder if she had been sick, and if that, well, it doesn't even matter. It was just like she seemed like a very gracious lady. She did a lot for them. She helped raise the girls in the White House. I love that they carried her in there with them.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
it was a very close and well connected family that we have not had um before. I mean, you had other close families, but you didn't have the grandmama living in the White House with the children.
Right. No,
So
I
I know
agree with you on
Michelle.
that.
I think she's supposed to be at Brown University in the next couple of weeks too.
Oh, is she?
So I don't know if that's going to happen. Michelle Obama is supposed to be at Brown. I think it was supposed to be next week. So I don't know if she's
Oh,
still,
well, we'll
turning.
see. I feel bad. I don't like the fact that we're at this is our age group now, and it terrifies me, and it literally I have anxiety about it. It's like this is our age group now, that we are of the age group that we're the next generation to bury our parents.
Mm.
And for me, that's terrifying to me. I mean, my dad died, but I didn't have a relationship with him, so that's a moot point. But I don't know. I just like. I think when I've reserved myself to the point that my mom is going to be gone sooner rather than later, and I can't stomach that. Like for me that would be like the ultimate. At that point, that would be like the ultimate for me, that I'm 100% alone and I ain't got nothing. I mean, I have nobody to call. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I call my mother every day. My mother calls me every day. We talk to each other
You got
like
your brother.
every day. I do have my brother, but my brother, I don't talk to my brother like that on a regular basis.
See,
But
you're
we'll,
95%.
yeah, but
I
we'll
mean,
text.
you guys would have each other at least.
I know. But at the end of the day, I'm like,
You
it
probably would lean
disrupts
on each
my,
other more.
it disrupts my cycle. And I'm sorry, I can't believe you guys can't see me. I gotta get up and put my umbrella down because you're getting like my nose in my mouth and not my whole
Hmm.
face. But here we are. So for me, it's like I have to resolve myself in the fact that like we are that generation now, that we gotta literally seriously figure out, like, our parents are about to fucking die. I mean, my mother's 80. My mother's going to be 81 in July. Our parents are in our 80s. We're like 50. We're all 56. Come on, do the math. I'm going to speak for myself. My mother hasn't been the most responsible person when it comes to her health and her eating habits. She's got diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, the whole nine, and she's on all these goddamn medications. But at the end of the day, she likes what she likes. And she's going to eat her food and drink her drink and be like, whatever.
But also, she sometimes it's not even the person who you would think. It's the person who has done all those things, and things just pop up like cancer, all just out of nowhere. So
Facts.
you just never
Facts.
know. And I don't like to think about it
Facts.
either,
I'm sorry.
because I like
I
my
didn't mean to
people.
bring us down on this
I like
conversation,
my
but
two little
it is.
people.
I'm just. This is where my brain is at now, at the age that I'm at, and the stage in my life where I'm just thinking about my life, my longevity, and the only other person that I have, I mean, outside of my brother, is my mom. I mean, I got my niece and my niece and my nephews, and they've got kids, and it's like, but at the end of the day, for me, it's like if once my mom is gone, and if my bro goes, for me, that's like the end of this is the end of the goddamn shit for me. That's the way I think.
Well, your brother
It's
has
life.
what? Two children? Two children? Three?
Three.
Three. So you got nieces, a niece and a nephew, two nephews.
Yeah, but but
So your
here's the
family
thing.
line continues. You
But
just
here's the thing. These kids today weren't raised like we was raised. Like when I was coming up, it was like my mother and my grandmother would be like, call your uncle, call your aunt, call your cousin, call this person, call they would be in my head like you got to keep in touch with these people, dot 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 dot. This is
right.
why I have the relationships, the small relationships, because I was keeping in touch with everybody in my family because my mom and my grandmother was like, call this person, that person, keep in touch with them, yada yada yada. You have to do this. Then when I became an
Mm-hmm.
adult, I was like, really, I don't have to do this because I don't like that person. Even though they're my cousin, I don't like them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like my uncle. And I don't like my aunt. And I don't have to keep in touch with them because I'm a fucking grown ass woman. And I don't like that toxicity in my fucking life. So I've cut off a lot of people in my life. But at the end of the day, the short list of people that I keep in my life, if they have children, their children ain't reaching out to me and saying,
Yeah.
whether it be text or Instagram or whatever, and be like, hey, TT, or hey, Tanya, whatever, I'm just checking in, saying hi. I got two of my cousin's children that keep in touch with me. And my brother's children, three children, randomly will text me and be like, hey, TT, I'm just checking in on you. How you doing? What's up? What's up? What's good? And I'm like, all's
Well,
good over
that's
here.
good though.
But that's good. But I have a big family on my mom's side and on my dad's side. And I'm like, at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of you motherfuckers that should be fucking reaching out. I'm not reaching out to you, but you motherfuckers will call me when you get married and have babies and you want to fucking call me or invite me to your baby shower, your bridal shower, your wedding, and the whole nine. Nah. And then get mad when I respectfully decline. I'm not coming. And I just did that today. There was a baby shower today that I
Right.
was like, yeah, I'm not going. Why? Because why am I going? I ain't seen you since you was in high school. Now you are a whole ass 30-something-year-old woman having a baby, getting married, got married, had a baby, and now you want to fucking invite me? You invited me to your wedding. I didn't go. Now you invite me to your baby shower. I'm not going. Because at the end of the day, what do you want from me? You want my money? You want my gift?
It,
You want my gift and you want my money. I'm keeping it very real with people. You want my gift and you want my money, but nobody's called me to sit here and be like, "Hey TT, how you doing?" Not in this day and age of technology. You better check in on me, or otherwise, don't waste your stamp. Period. I'm done.
I hope
Am I
I
I
hope
wrong?
think that's most generation now too.
you what? What you say?
I said,
I
"Am I
think that's
wrong?"
Chris,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
Chris.
I think that's the younger generation that is now anyway. I think Gen Z and millennials, they don't, since communication is so easily affordable to them, they're used to having text and chat and this, that, and it's a lot easier for them to communicate. But we know we have a precious attachment to real communication, I think, where real connection, I don't think they see the importance of checking in on somebody, or even though it's so easily available to them, I don't think they have a distinction between we understand what it's like to really communicate to someone and how easy just to communicate to someone could be. I think they just use it as a, it's not a real. There's a lack of connection with, I think, the younger generation to each other, and and that affects how they would treat, how we keep communication more precious than they do. We used to write letters to one another.
Period.
We had to. We had no choice. So you had to sit your ass down or write a postcard, even if you didn't want to write a postcard from where you were traveling abroad. Even if you didn't want to, you still had to go, oh, God, I got to. It's so much easier for them to do it now, where we go, oh, my God, all I have to do is text now? That's so much easier. But they don't understand. I don't think they have a concept of, just like the remote control. We had to get up and change the channel. You're not going to change the channel. You got to get up and change the channel. But if you can go like this and press a button and adjust the things to make sure you get it just right, and the way we watch TV, just watching the show, if you got up to go to the bathroom, you better do it and within 2 minutes of a commercial, you better get your ass up, pee, and then run back, or you're going to miss part of the TV show. And at 8:30 on a Thursday night, if you want to see Happy Days, you know when it came on? 8:30 Thursday night or whatever it was. If you want to see The Love Boat, you got 9 o'clock on Sundays or Saturdays or whatever it was. That's if you want to watch The Love Boat that week. So now it's just like everything is so much easier for the younger generation. I mean, that sounds like such an old fart, which I am, but it's so much easier for people to just we have and just the convenience. We're so used to having convenience now, and we're even a victim of that as well. Like, I'm not going to write a letter to someone, but I may write a long email. But people don't even do that anymore. People don't even want you to call them. They don't even want you to call them. Text me. Don't call me. Well,
that's me.
Text you.
I don't want you to call me. Don't listen. If you can't listen, I am that person. If you can't give me a 1-sentence text of what you want to talk about, then don't call me. Just send me a text. And if it's that important, I'll call you and we'll talk about it. But I don't want to be on the phone with you no more than 5 minutes, if that. Period.
Yeah, but that kind of contradicts your own thing, isn't it? That you want. Well, don't you want someone to communicate with you?
A text from your people, but you don't want to call, right?
Yeah. I don't mind a text. And I don't mind a call either. But for me, if you're going to call me, we're going to have like a good conversation. Like it has to be like important, like pertinent information has to be discussed, or else I'm going to be like, okay, good. Love you. All right. 5 minutes in. All right. It's great. I had a good conversation with you. And now, all right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hang up and click the phone.
But you have to also leave room, because sometimes people might not be able to get everything out in 5 minutes. They just kind of like feeling you out, whatever. Give room for people to open up.
Bitch, the people that know me and are in my life, no. Bitch, if you and Chris want to call me with some shit, you better have
you better call before 7:30 or she gonna be asleep.
Listen to me. And what time is it? It's 5:38. Not 7:30. At this stage in my life, you better call me before 6:30. Fuck 7:30. You better call me before 6:30. And if you call me after 6:30, you better fucking text me first. Oh, if you call me first and I don't answer, text me and fucking put hashtag.
I call you all the time in the daytime and everything, and you never answer, and then I gotta call back.
I don't, because I'm in the bed, child. I'm in the bed.
You're not in the bed all the time.
I'm good. I'm in the bed. I'm in the bed. And I'm all in my fucking murder podcast, listening to my shit in the bed. You may call me. Chris may call me. Everybody may call me. But I'm like neck deep in my fucking podcast. And I'm like, yeah, not it. Decline. Decline. Are you dying? Because if you're dying, you'll text me and be like, it's an emergency, bitch. And I'll hang up and call you right back. Not sorry.
Okay, moving on. Moving on. It is LGBTQ plus what? Plus nine other letters.
Yeah, it's A B
Month.
C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z month.
Month.
And I didn't know
And
that they had a whole. I didn't know that it was a whole month.
I don't.
Oh
How
yeah.
did you not know that?
I did not know
You
that
thought it
because
was May,
listen,
sir.
like the past 2 years, I was going to the fucking Pride Parade in Boston. I thought it was just a weekend. I thought they had their Saturday and Sunday. Now it's a whole ass
What?
month.
It's been a whole ass month for a long time, but I
For a
get
long
it.
time.
I'm
I
all
get,
for it.
I get it. I get it. So because it's LGBTQ plus month, there was a story circulating on TikTok and Instagram, but I think this is an old story where the woman refused to go through with her engagement when she found out that her fiance had some dalliances with men while he was in college. Doesn't that sound familiar to you? Does it feel like it was a couple of years ago? But I guess it's making its
No, this is the
rounds
first
again.
time I heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So he was very
Maybe
ignorant.
something
I
other
was like,
familiar, similar to that, but in this instance, I hadn't heard of this one.
I thought that I
But
did.
it
I
was
thought I had.
So I'm just gonna say, Shahida. So I'm just gonna say, Shahida.
What
The
you gonna
question
say?
is, would we be okay with that?
Well, I don't think,
Um,
or just
I'm
how
gonna.
do you feel about that? Wait, listen.
look.
It was in college. It was in college. You act like you were never curious before. You never met someone. I'm a good man. Any woman would want a man like me. Any woman would want a man like me. Like me. So you go ahead and try to throw me away. You go ahead and try. You go ahead and try. Like I said. Let me tell you something. You will never find another man like me. You will never find another man like me. You're judging me. And that's all right. And that's all right. That's all right. For what? For what? College. I'm a different man now. Serious. You're not serious. It's not finished.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all have your. I'm. I'm gonna let y'all have your. Where the hell did you go,
Which
Chris?
one did
Chris
you
just
switch
freaking.
sides? What
Chris was like,
happened?
that was a lot. Chris was like, that was a lot, and I'm fucking out. But here he's back. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let y'all take the lead on this one. What would y'all do?
First of all, can you hear me?
No, what did you do?
You
No, it's
logged
very
out. You
low.
logged back in.
My earpods died. My earpods. Hold on a second. Hold on. My earpods
Okay.
died.
Your AirPods
We can
died,
hear you,
but it's very low.
but we can hear you, but it's very low.
Yeah, I'm trying to charge them. My earpods died. Anyway, can you hear me
Okay,
now?
well let me go. Let me go first, and hopefully by then yours will
Yes,
come
go
up.
ahead,
So it'll be
Shahida.
me,
Speak about it.
Tanya, and then hopefully charge the other one. Right? And mine is not that long. I'm just listening to how he sound. They both sound so angry and so upset. So I want to know how it came up. Like, what was the conversation that led up to this like blowout? Was it, did she ask him a question and he answered honestly and she was just like, you know what, I can't do this. I don't know how I would react in that situation. Like, I think I would hope that if I was with somebody and we were about to get married and I loved him and he loved me and I thought he said something like that, I would hope that I would be understanding and be like, well, yeah, I would hope that I would be understanding.
Understanding how? Like you'd be okay with that?
If it's in his past and he said that,
Mm-mm.
he experimented, I don't know. I don't know if I would be
No.
like, I definitely know I would not be her. But I would hope I would hope that I would understand. I really hope that I would understand.
Okay, my turn.
Go ahead.
Um,
I mean, and I knew you guys wouldn't agree with me, and I'm trying to like.
I'm not
I
understanding.
just don't
Here's
know
my
what
thing.
I would do.
I'm not understanding because I'm gonna speak for me. I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm 56 years old. There are some things I'm at that stage in my life that there are some things that I just cannot be okay
Mm-hmm.
with. All right. So, but I'm open minded to the fact that these young kids, these 20, 30-year-olds, or even the younger versions, I respect that they're like, I like the fact that, these kids are like, you know, I don't I don't choose to be female or, male
Like,
or whatever. They got these
mm,
genders and shit. Great. It's good for you. But as a 56-year-old woman, if a 50-something-year-old man that I met in the street or at the club or at the bar or at a restaurant was like, I like you, whatever, and it comes out that he's experimented with men sexually, we're done. Period. End of story.
What if he was in college?
but this is
I
after a
don't
while.
care.
This is an
I don't
engagement.
care.
They were
At the
planning.
age
Okay.
that I'm at, I'm not doing that. These young
Okay.
kids can get over that. They could accept that and be over that. Good for you. My black ass? Nah, you can't come to me and say, me and my homeboys, when we was in college back in, 1989, we kind of like gave each other some hand jobs and sucked each other's dicks and had some butt sex and did whatever the fuck. We were just experimenting. No, you can't come to me at 56 and tell me that you explored. Now, that's an end game for me. Because I'm an OG. I'm an OG.
Can you hear me?
Chris, are you back?
You can't hear me?
Nope.
Bro, you are so fucking silent. I can hear you, but you're very low.
very low. And now you're muted.
I can't hear you now. We can't even hear you now. And here we
You're
are.
muted. Okay, go ahead.
You can hear me now, though, right?
Yeah, it's just you're just low. Maybe I can fix it in editing. Make it louder.
Is that better?
No.
I can't make it any better.
Speak your speak.
Where'd he go? Okay, what's he doing now?
I don't know what he's doing.
The headphones in, it's not working. You can hear me.
Go ahead.
I don't know what to do.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Listen. It worked when I logged out. I've spoke my piece. I'm gonna log out and log back in.
No, that was because he put his earphones in.
You can't hear me at all.
Nope.
It says
I can hear you, but you're low. And now I can't even hear you at all. And now I'm by myself.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay,
Can you hear me?
He went out and he's gonna come back in. Y'all just left me hanging in there by myself.
I told you guys I was gonna log out and log back in because it worked the last time.
Yeah, okay.
You can hear me, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What'd you do?
I logged out and came back in again. I don't understand what happened. It doesn't make sense.
It said on the screen that you had changed listening devices or something. But anyway, go ahead before something else happens. What's your opinion?
First of all, I don't think there is a double standard, which is fine. It's just part of life. If a man is messing with another man, you get it. Or if you're having
Say it with your chest.
there is a double standard. Just like there's a double standard. And I'm okay with the double standard. But
as a man, you are okay with that.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
Your sound is off. Turn your sound up. Your sound is off. But go ahead, finish.
So here's a funny thing. About 20 years ago, me and like 4 of my boys were walking together. we were walking on the street, right? And someone smacked me upside the head, right? When we were messing around, and I was like, oh man, I hate when people, dudes, smack each other and hit each other, right? And it's like, oh yeah. All of us, yeah, I hate when you just get smacked in the head. And another guy goes, don't you hate in the gym when you used to have the rat towels and you used to do this and you snap each other in the shower and it fucking stung you like, oh, I hate that. Yeah. And my other brother goes, yeah. And then you go over there and you go, yank on your boy's dick. And we're like, he's like, yeah, don't you know, you're horsing around. And he's like, like that. And we were like, no, man, no, we don't do that. He's like, you don't like that, like, and I was like, no, man, we don't do that. We broke out laughing. We're like, nigga, who you messing? Who you fooling around? We don't do that. He's like, you don't.
What gym was this?
Yeah. In high school, I was like, no, man. Because we're all like, when you get hit, oh, yeah. When you snap, oh, yeah. When you break on your boy, it's like, no, man, no. What? It was funny. Anyway.
We went from snapping towels to jerking each other off. That's some bullshit.
Yeah. And also, like, even there's a man rule that like, if you see a urinal and there's 5 urinals, you just know growing up, if a guy's on the end, you got to have one space in between the urinals. Unless there's not many urinals and you have to stand next to it. You don't just roll up next to someone on a urinal. You'd be like, why are you trying to get close to me on the urinal? I mean, like, give me some space. Men are very territorial like that. So when it comes to like, yeah, I gotta agree with homegirl. Now, if she had it, I wonder how she found out. That's how I want to know. Did he volunteer that information? If he volunteered that information, yeah, why did he volunteer that information thinking it would be okay to volunteer that information? Thinking that she might be okay with it or being accepting for who he was. If you've had a gay experiences in college, I think you might be gay. To even have the urge to want to be with another man
or woman.
That's
what do you mean, or a woman?
So if a woman,
like a woman on woman,
just decides to experiment or whatever.
That's what I'm saying is the double standard because first of all, here's also the physical double standard. Women can only do so much with each other. They can only do so much, right? With a man, there's penetration involved. There's like extra shit going on as opposed to a woman. And women are beautiful creatures. They're beautiful beings that look beautiful. Men are ugly, hairy. To be attracted to even want to have sexual relations with another man, to me is like you got to really be attracted to another man, and I don't have that in my. That's not in my. I wouldn't be like, I wonder if that's like saying, I wonder if I would be attracted to an animal. It's just not in my.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just not in my purview. I'm not.
That's another level of something.
Yeah, but it's still something that I'm not. If I was attracted to, like even with pedophilia, I'm not attracted to children. I don't want a child. I don't want any of that. Look, I don't even want someone who's under 20 something. You know what I mean? Who's under 30 something. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attracted to. It's just not in my thing. But if you've already explored that and you've already gone there, you're still. I would imagine you have something that's still there with
Yes.
that. Does that make sense?
Agreed.
There's something about that attracted you in the first place. I don't know. Because also if he brought it up, how do you know he's not going to want to do it again?
That part. That fucking part. Look,
So
you could have come to me at today and said, 30 years ago, 35 years ago when I was in college, I experimented with my homies because we were like roommates.
You did, or you're talking a story?
No, I'm just saying in general. Like,
okay.
I ain't down with that. Like, you can't come to me as a 50-something-year-old man if I'm married to you or dating you and say, 30 years ago when we was in college, me and my homies was in college, we experimented a little bit and we kind of like looked at each other's pee-pees or touched each other's pee-pees or maybe looked at each other's booty holes. Now, I'm done.
I don't want
I
to know
got time
details.
for that.
Don't tell me anything.
No, listen. Our wedding day could be tomorrow, and that shit would be canceled real quick tomorrow. But I'm trying to be the whatever the fuck you call it, whatever. I'm just trying to be the god of the young people. Yes, I'm trying to be politically good. My old ass would be like, nah, we're good. Take your ass. The wedding is canceled, even though we're getting married tomorrow. The wedding is canceled. I'm going to take the hit with the fucking function hall, the caterers, my dress, your tuxedos, everybody's plane tickets. We're done here.
what are you afraid of, though? Are you afraid of him relapsing?
Yes, because at the end of the day, not relapsing. At the end of the day, I'm like, so you suck the dick? Because that's gonna be my question. You suck the dick? And I suck dick? So now we're like girlfriends? Sucking dick? I can't fuck with you. We're out. We're done. That's a done thing. And if you took it further and was like, oh, we was in the bed, and listen, we going there. Don't say ma'am. No, you opened up this Pandora's box, or Chris opened up the Pandora, whoever opened up Pandora's box. Listen, and it might get to the point where it's like, ma'am, that's my homeboy. We cuddled, and he might have slipped his little wiener.
Wait.
Booty hole.
Can I stop
now
you
we're done. That's over. We're done here.
That he still is friends with, I would have a huge
problem.
Because I would never mentally get that out my mind. It would if he.
But I wonder how he found out.
Oh, how? Who?
I wonder if it was. Yeah, what if it was one of his? I bet you. Well, I'm speculating. I wonder if it was like a guy from college said, "I got video of me." Well, and they wouldn't have it in college, right?
Or how about it's the guy that he had relations with? And
right, that's what I'm saying.
This guy is still having feelings for old boy, and now old boy's getting married to his wife or his fiance, and he's like, listen, I'm going to throw this motherfucking Hail Mary right now and be like, yo, me and your dude fucking jerked each other off, sucked each other off, and fucked each other, and here we are.
Ma'am.
If you love him,
Ma'am.
in college, we did this in college, but if you really love him, then marry him. I'm going to be his groomsman, because you already know old boy's going to be a groomsman in that wedding. Please.
I have a bad
trust
connection,
me.
obviously.
No, that's a hard no for me. These young kids, though, you know, these 20s and 30-year-olds, I'll give them grace, because these young kids today are so, I'll give them grace, because these young kids today, these 20 and 30-year-olds are like, you know, I'm a woman identifying as a man, identifying as a whatever the fuck, and I'm experimenting and doing the most. These younger kids can get away with it. Our asses, I'm not doing that. Ain't no 50-something-year-old man that I'm dating, if I'm dating him, is going to ever come to me. If we are in love with each other and he says to me, you know, when I was in college, me and my homies.
That's 35 years ago. So 35 like this
ago,
this seemed like this relationship, they were in their 30s. Were they in their 30s?
I don't
know.
give a
You couldn't
goddamn.
tell.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah.
You couldn't come to me. You couldn't come to me if you, Chris, hypothetically speaking, let's just put the cards on the table. If me and you was dating and we fell head over heels in love, and my family loves you, your family loves me, and we're like, yes, we getting married, we doing the most. You could never come to me. Let's just put the shit on the table. You could never come to me at the fucking waking hour of our wedding and say, T, so, you know, back in the day when I was at Georgetown, I had a little tryst. I was exploring, trying to figure myself out. I had a little tryst. I gave it a little.
Yeah, but you can't. That's not figuring yourself out. If you have a proclivity, if you have even the idea that you would like to think about what it would be like to suck a dick, you're gay. To me, you have gay tendencies that you. If you even think about, you know what? I wonder what it's like to suck, just to see what it'd be like. No.
So we're on the same page.
No. Yeah, we are on the same page. I'm just saying. I wasn't opposing you.
Oh, I was gonna say we're on the same page. I thought we was about to have an argument. But we're on the same page.
About what?
What'd you talk? Go ahead, boo.
No, I was just, that's the whole thing. I was like, if you even thought about that, if you even thought about what it would be like to jerk off a horse, you'd be like, what? Why would you even think that? Why would you even go there or why would you even want, what? If you even have that thought, there's something wrong with that. So if you even think about, I would like to experiment to see what it's like to be with a man. That means that you have some sort of attraction to a man.
Period.
Okay. We
right?
are up on after hour. Okay, you're right. You're right.
You're right. 100% right. I'm with you, Chris. I'm all on that shit. Fuck that.
My thing is, okay. So say 30-something years ago, you were in college. Like, I don't know how men feel, how young men feel about other young men when they are like in their, like on a sports team and you're close and you're tight friend or whatever, something happens or whatever. Because women, technically, we have crushes on each other, don't we?
No,
I have crushes.
But it's different with women. It's different with women. Women are also, they're also idolized and as beauty, as soft as, women are beautiful. Women are beautiful to other women because women can appreciate beauty. Men are not, men are like, rah. They're like, you know, men are not like beautiful. There's some beautiful men, but no.
My thing is, I have no problem. I have no problem with looking at women and saying that woman is beautiful.
She's a bad bitch.
She's sexy. She is got a great body. She's got that. That doesn't mean I want to lay down with her.
Can't do that. Right. But you have okay. Well, when I say I have crushes, I don't mean like sexual crushes. I just have like crush. Is it?
Yeah, but men don't have crush. Men shouldn't have crushes if they're straight. I don't have a crush on a man like, oh my God, I wish I could.
No, but I don't have crushes on women like, oh my God, I wish I just have a crush on women and say, oh my God, she's like, she's beautiful. Men don't be like looking at other men and be like, damn, he has everything. He has it going on. He's a handsome dude, blah, 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 blah.
That's not a crush though. A crush connotates to me, that there's some sort of sexual, I want to be with that person. Okay. Or I wonder what it's like to like if I have a crush on a woman, I'm like, I wonder what it's like to smack them cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that's, huh?
Like remember we even talked about like our unconventional crushes one time, and it's not even people that well, no, that's not true. Okay, you're right. All right. Let me take crush off the table because I don't want Tanya to be thinking, not
like if you have a crush. I don't have any crush on any men because I feel like there's a sexual component to a crush or a romantic component to a crush. Mm-hmm. I can admire another man in terms of what what they've made themselves into, but it's not a crush. A crush to me connotates my heart is involved, which is part of connected to my penis. You know what I mean? That to me is like a crush. Like I have a crush on. Like I like Martha Stewart. Something about Martha Stewart is she's kind of like
that was your unconventional crush.
But in reality, I would not want to be with Martha Stewart. But I'll be like, But there's some part of me be like, I kind of like her attitude, and I wonder if I don't know if I'm attracted to a 70-something-year-old woman, this and the other, but there's a component of sexuality for me when it comes to crush. I mean, that's unconventional. Like I wouldn't necessarily go, or even if it was someone who was extremely, no, I wouldn't necessarily do that either.
Yeah, I can't believe we're still talking about this.
Why?
Listen, as a woman, and I'm going to say it's safe to assume that as a man, woman, I can look at a woman and be like, she's very beautiful. She carries herself well. She's doing the most. But I don't want to sleep with her or have be in a relationship with her.
We are over our hour.
Jesus.
So that's a hell no from Chris, a hell no from Tanya, and I would have to think about a lot of things for Shahidah.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, definitely. I would consider.
Listen, I would have thought that it would have been me or Chris that have been like, okay,
Look, I have a tough time with.
I would hope that I would. I don't know how I would feel about it. I just don't know. But I don't want to be in that position either. But I'm just saying.
I have a problem with women who used to be Republican.
Oh, shots fired.
I have a problem with I used to like Trump, or I voted for Trump. I'm still kind of like, really? Like, I don't know if I can fully get past the fact that what would make you think that's even hard enough for me. You know what I mean? So there's boundaries. Anyway.
Things you won't pass. That's an absolutely good example, because I think, we know I've dated Republican men plenty of times, but I would not now. Not even close.
I have, like,
But it was a
reform. I'm
different
like, well, what?
time, a different day.
Yeah.
Things have changed. Things have changed.
Yeah,
So
I'm the
I would
odd
not.
bitch out. That ain't happening. No, not over here in this house.
You never dated a
All right,
blackie?
guys.
All right. Oh
I'll,
no, that.
I'll end it. I'll end it and be